Hey, we are going to be ranking some beers. There's a Circle Zone running next door, which is not ideal, but it's a beautiful day. So we're going to get into it. Also, this isn't my list, so I don't know quite what's in here, and it looks like there's just going to be ads. Allagash. I'm going to go C. I think, it's not a bad beer. Belgian beers aren't really my thing. They're pretty heavy, to be honest. It's almost like a holiday beer for me. I know they put like oranges in it sometimes, but it's generally not what I'm going for. It's pretty thick, it's not really what I'm looking for in like a wintertime beer. Amstel Light, I can't say I've had too many times. I feel like this is like, I only see middle-aged men ordering this at a bar. I can't say I know too much about it. I think it's Dutch. If I'm missing out on Amstel Light, someone let me know. But I think I'm just gonna skip it for now. Asahi is a good beer. The Japanese, man, when they latch on something, like whether it's whiskey or cars or barbecue, they learn how to do it right and they execute. So you really can't go wrong with the Japanese light beer, I don't think. Two Hearted, I'll do because I see a good amount at the store and at bars and stuff. It's a good IPA. Again, you get points for being available, I think. It's a pretty just hop forward, like there's not much else going for it other than, it's got a fish on it. That definitely counts for something. I feel like I usually see it in a can versus a bottle, which I kind of like. Tall boy of this will get you where you need to be for sure. I'll put it in B as well. Blue Moon, back to the Belgian thing, like it's really just not for me, man. I know people like it. It's objectively not a bad beer. I know people love the orange and stuff. It's just not what I'm looking for. Like if I want something citrusy, I'm gonna reach for a Mexican beer, and if I want something, a little thicker or richer, I'm not gonna go for it. So it's not for me. But again, bias. Can't say I've had Bohemia too many times. BLLs and BLOs. These are, come on, these are objectively bad, right? Like, there's a time and a place. Like, no judgment on anything, whatever you drink. God bless. I've certainly had some of these. If you're at a concert or in the summertime, you're on a boat, and that's what you can get. They're cheap, but come on, it's Bud Light with synthetic citrus in it. Like, this is not. I'll put Platinum there as well. I don't even think why, like you're just it's like if you're late to the tailgate or something, you gotta like speed things up. I don't know, just like I feel like they made this for like clubs. It's like, why not just get a vodka soda or something? I'll put Bud Light slightly above it. It's not good, but it's got staying power for a reason. But heavy, I'll go great. It's called the King of Beers for a reason. There's something about just the classic, mystique of it. Especially when it comes in a bottle, you really can't go wrong. Great beer. Bush Heavy is crazy if you're still drinking this. I'm sorry. If there's a Bush Heavy purist out there that wants to let me know that I'm missing out, please do. But what I've had, it's been not worth drinking for sure. Bush Light, I have a soft spot for. I had a fair few of these in college. I think most people, especially on the East Coast or anywhere outside of Iowa, really would say it's worse than Bud Light maybe, or some of the other light beers, but I actually really like it. If I'm drinking cans of light beer, I would happily drink Busch Light all day. They do all the limited edition, camos. Like, what's not to love about beer with corn on it, in the summertime? It's great. So I'm a fan of Busch Light, but I'll keep it at C. Coors Banquet, I'm gonna put up there with Bud Heavy. I think There's just something about a light beer that has a little more body to it, especially when it comes in glass bottle. For me, is really one of the best, like, consistent drinking beers. And they come, and banquets come in the stubbies. So, I mean, what's not to love about that? Coors Light. There's nothing wrong with a Coors Light. If you're west of the Mississippi, especially, you're probably drinking a lot of these. Assuming you're, a beer drinker. I don't drink many anymore. I used to live in Colorado, and that was definitely a big part of the rotation. But I'm in Miller country now, and I will say I think that the two of those are pretty indistinguishable. To be honest, I've done a sort of taste test of Coors, Miller, and Bud, and I do think that Bud is worse. I think for me, there's just some sweetness to it that I don't love. But Coors and Miller are pretty darn close. So it's really more about aesthetic, to be honest. Corona's not really my jam. I think there's something about the clear bottles that where it tends to skunk in transit. I find a lot, like it kind of has it almost tastes like the smell of weed, which is not very pleasant in my opinion. But I will say, like the Corona Extra, like a stronger Mexican beer is an enjoyable experience. Obviously with a lime, it's pretty tough to beat. Yeah, I'll put it in good, I think. Dogfish Head, I'll throw it in there because local, somewhat local to the Philadelphia region. They got some good beers. It's almost cheating to compare sort of craft brewery up against all these mass market products, but I'll shout them out there. They've got some solid 60-minute IPA is good. They've got some other cool stuff. Dos Equis is objectively, I think, a bad beer, but the thing about Mexican beer though is like anything with a lime in it is going to be half decent. So I think I got to put it there in D. Yeah. Fat Tire, again, kind of like, I guess it's pretty ubiquitous at this point. Shout out to Fort Collins, Colorado. I'll put it in good. I think, if you're looking for an IPA, Fat Tire, or anything from that brewery, New Belgium, yeah, New Belgium's good stuff. And I think, they have Voodoo Ranger down here as well. I'm pretty sure it's the same brewery. That's intense. We'll get to that later, but solid beer. All right, Foster's. I mean, you gotta love the huge can, right? I haven't had one in a long time, so I'll probably stay out of this one. I don't want to upset any Australians, although I don't imagine they necessarily have the best things to say about it. I think it's pretty cheap light beer. I'll stay away from Founders and Four Loko. I mean, that's just not beer, is it? It's like malt beverage or something. I think there's probably a few of those in here. I'll skip those. Don't know what that one is. Goose Island I'll toss in. That's a great brewery in the Midwest. I think Chicago or Milwaukee. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I've had some very good beers out of Goose Island. And we've got our first S tier in Guinness. I know that they're a bit trendy right now. The whole split the G phenomenon, at least in where I'm in the circles I run with. But people are catching on for a reason. Obviously, it's been around forever, but people are catching on to this sort of what I was talking about with Budweiser and Banquet. It's like it's a light beer, but it's got something to it. And I mean, Guinness is delicious. It's like coffee, and the extra stout is even better. It's usually like 5 or 6%. There's a bar in Philadelphia that has it on tap. I'm not going to tell you where because I don't want to blow it up, but if you can find it, it's awesome. Heineken. I'm not a huge Heineken guy. I think it's, again, sort of like the green bottle is sort of similar to the clear bottle, where it tends to skunk, I find, by the time it gets in your hand. It's not really my thing anyway, even if it is, has been transported pristinely. It's just sort of another light beer to me. I guess I'll put it above, put it at the top of C. How about? I can't say I've had Heineken Light. Hoegaarden is it German or Belgian? Cool. Either way, I can't say I've had it too many times. I have had it. Shout out to my buddy Doc. He drinks Hoegaarden, likes it. It's like a real funky, distinct flavor that I can't say I'm generally looking for, but I'll leave it out for now. I'm not quite sure where I'd put it. Keystone is, I won't even say it's not worth drinking, because chances are, if you're drinking it, it's free, right? Like, I had a couple of these in college, and it's bad, but it serves a purpose. It's cheap, light beer. Kona's good. Kona's a good beer. I'm sure it's marked up a little for marketing purposes. I can't imagine it's all brewed in Hawaii at this point, but they got a cool lager, the one with the surfboard on it. That one's good, and then they have the sort of classic, the Big Wave, I guess it's called, or the blue bottle. They're both good summer beers. What's next? Some of these I don't know, I'm just kind of skipping over. Labatt or Labatt, someone let me know how to pronounce that, is, I don't know if it's for me just like a novelty that I like it, but I like Labatt. I think, it's harder to find for me. So I think that maybe adds like a forbidden fruit element to it. But I've always enjoyed it when I drink it. I'll say it's a good beer. Lagunitas is a very solid IPA out of California. I'm gonna put that up in great. Again, it's almost unfair, but they do manage to get it around. I mean, I see it all over the place in restaurants, and it's sort of a go-to. You can't really go wrong. I think the little something's just like a little bit stronger. I'll actually just leave that out. It'll get you where you need to be. Very solid IPA. Again, not much going to it as far as like beyond just hops, but it's solid. Go-to. All right, Michelob is such a tough one, because sometimes Michelob is the only beer you want because it's basically water, and then other times it's not beer at all. So I guess I'll put it in C. It's like a utilitarian beer. It serves its purpose. Ultra light, obviously, hence the name. And can't say I'm ever excited about it, but sometimes it's what you need. I can't say I've ever had Miller. I guess that's supposed to be like Miller Heavy, essentially. I'd be interested to try it. I was born after the shift to light beers, clearly. But High Life, I do have thoughts on. I really don't like it. I know lots of people do. And hey, I've enjoyed myself with some High Lifes before. They're cheap. Champagne and beers, all that. The bottles, I think the crayons is crazy. Like, I'd rather have, I don't know, Natty, to be honest, I think, than the Miller High Life cans. But the bottles, again, are clear, so I think they kind of get skunked by the time they get to your hand a lot of the time. So it's generally not excited about it. About a High Life. Miller Light, however, I mean, come on, this is your meat and potatoes, run the damn ball. Yeah, enough said. I'll excuse me, give Medella up there as well. It's number one for a reason. I'm not going to try to pronounce this one, but also very good. Again, sort of like a dark Mexican lager, really, really great. But the classic, I mean, I guess some of it's marketing, but even still, like, everything's going like slim cans, and they're still rocking those bottles with the gold tops. And I mean, there's nothing I'd rather drink in the summer, to be honest with you. Narragansett, I don't think is worth drinking. I'm sure if you're from Massachusetts or Rhode Island or whatever, you'd argue with me. And I mean, fair enough. Like, it's probably not better than Keystone Light, but for me, I don't know why I would ever drink an Narragansett. It's not good, to be honest. Same with Natty Ice. I mean, I guess again, this is one of those utilitarians where you're drinking it to speed things along. So I guess I respect it. If that's where you're at, I'll put Natty. God, Natty's got a special place in my heart, man. I'm gonna go D, believe it or not. Look, it's terrible, right? Like, if it's not ice cold, and if you're not drinking 10, it's gonna taste like cardboard. But I don't know. I'd rather have one of those. No, you know what? I'm leaving it there. Sticking by it. He's all right. Oscar Blues. Shout out to Oscar Blues. It's in Boulder. Again, kind of cheating with some of these craft breweries to compare them to the big manufacturers, but they got some good beers, so throw it in there. PBR. It's sort of like the everyman's beer, isn't it? It's cheap. It's got a little something to it. It's not complete, dog water. I feel like it's kind of the beer that just brings America together. It's probably like 150 years old, hasn't changed. I personally like throwing a lime in mine. I think the SEC would call that a Daytona Corona. Again, like, if you're strapped for cash and just want to have beer, you can kind of have it any time of year. Nothing wrong with PBR. I think, yeah, I like it there at the top of the. Okay, Pacifico is great. If you can get it, I'll put it below Modelo just for the fact that it's sometimes harder to get with importing or whatever. I think it's a smaller brewery down in Baja California, I think. But it's great if you can get it. It's a really great Mexican beer. Paulaner is one I've had. I think it's worth trying if you see it. It's almost like, it's basically like when Pilsner was invented or whatever. It's basically like going back to the source in Bavaria. I can't say I would really go for it, over, if I have options. But it's worth trying. It's definitely a good beer. I'll put it there. Old English, I think, is it's like, you usually see that as a 40, right? Probably haven't had one of those since high school. I'll skip that. But Peroni, I feel like nobody's upset about a Peroni. It's probably because it's Italian. Like, I think we just associate Italian products with being good, like cars and handbags and stuff like that. So I think it's just something about the bottle and the label. You're just like, this is good, even if it's really not much different than a Heineken probably. But like, if you're at a restaurant or on a plane, maybe, like, there's certain situations where you're like, let me get a Peroni. Some places will just have them, and nothing wrong with Peroni. What's next? Rolling Rock. All right, so I've got pretty specific thoughts on Rolling Rock. It's from Pennsylvania. I don't even know if they have cans, but if you're drinking out of a can, that's crazy. On draft, like, it's probably just like any other light beer. It's fine. The bottles there's something to the bottles. Like the tall ones I would drink, but the stubbies they come in an 8-pack. They're like 8 ounces or something. Those are just fun. Call them ponies. I don't know if people see those outside of Pennsylvania, but I feel like it's been around for a while. Probably do. Anyway, if it's in a can or on draft, it's certainly below average, but the ponies, that's a fun time. I'll put it in C. Sam Adams. Generally disappointed with Sam Adams, to be honest. It's objectively not bad. They had a summer beer last summer, and maybe summers before, I don't know, maybe they've done a lot. It came in like a yellow can, it was real good. But generally, like a bottle or a draft of Sam Adams, I'm just somewhat disappointed. Like it's not for me. I think this is Sapporo, which is another Japanese beer, so I would put it right next to Asahi. I wouldn't be able to distinguish between the two of them, but they're both solid Japanese light beers. If you're after sushi or something, like, go for it. Shiner Bock, I think, is from Texas. I can't say I've had it too many times. I have had it, and I wouldn't say I'd reach for it unless I was with Texans for some reason. Same with like Lone Star, I think. It's kind of in that category. It's just like a sort of regional light beer. I guess Bock is like that's like a different style of German brewing, but yeah, I'm not too interested. Shock Top sucks, man. Like again, it's just the orange, and that's just not what I'm looking for. Sierra Nevada, anything from Sierra Nevada is gonna be good. I'll put that all the way up in S. Yeah, if you've never really gotten IPAs, if you want to try, this hazy little thing is solid. It's sold all over, and they have some other ones too that are real good. Again, almost unfair to compare, but they're all the way out in California, and I see them everywhere here, so they're doing something right with their distribution. Not too familiar with these. Steel Reserve, oh my god. Objectively horrible. I don't even think it's beer. I think it's like malt liquor or something. It's like 8%. You could probably get a tall boy for like $3, and that's the thing. Like that's what they're for, right? It's like just function. It's quality. I'm almost tempted to put it in bad just for that reason. Like if you're drinking this, it's like drinking, like straight liquor or something, basically. Not actually, but that's what they're trying. That's what people who are drinking these is, that's what you're trying to do. Yeah, man, that's bad. I'm not sure what situation I had one of those, but it's not good. Stella's become pretty ubiquitous for me. It's sort of, it's more of a winter beer for me, but there's so many situations like at a restaurant or a bar where they have like maybe lots of options, stadium, where like almost always you can be like, you got Stella, and it's gonna hit. It's like the one Belgian. Obviously it's light, but relatively light, but yeah, it's great. I think, is that better than some of these though? I guess I'll put it in B. All right, we're getting to the end here. It's just getting too long. Tecate is, it's like the Bud Light of Mexican beer, but again, it's Mexican, so you're putting a lime in it, and it's not going to be terrible. I'll put it, here. I'll put it next to Dos Equis. Victory, shout out to Downingtown, Pennsylvania. To be honest, like I don't find myself really reaching for Victory all that often. Like I don't find actually that's not true. They got the brotherly love beer or whatever. That one's solid. Like Prima Pills. Like I got more into them for their weird stuff, like the Sour Monkeys, which I'm sure some of you will know about. It's good, yeah. Most of their stuff is gonna be great. So shout out to them. Voodoo Ranger again it's just part of New Belgium Brewing. The regular IPA is tolerable. I'll throw it in good, I guess. It's so in your face with hops, man. Like For me, I'm just looking for a little something to cut through it. Like and they do that with the Imperial, but it's like 11%. It's basically like wine. They sell these at Phillies games, and if you're not careful, I accidentally bought an Imperial one time. It's like 16 ounces of like 10%. With like all these fruit flavors in it. Just know what you're getting into. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest. Would much rather go for some of these other IPAs that have been in here. But New Belgium is generally good. They got some good stuff. So don't knock it till you try it. A couple more Germans here. There's a store near me that has a whole fridge dedicated to German beers, and I always look at it and I'm like, I'm sure a lot of this is great. You know, it's like the birthplace of brewing, and like all the techniques that we see today, but they just like haven't changed the marketing in 400 years, and I don't know how to pick one out. So if you got any recommendations, let me know, because I'm sure that they're great. But all right, and we're done. I think Yingling is a go-to for me. You know, again, local people in Philly area will. I think we'll always have a place for it in their rotation, in their hearts. It's more of a winter beer for me. I know people do get it all, around the U.S. and elsewhere. It's got a little more to it than most of your light beers, but I think even people from Philly and Pennsylvania will agree that it's tough to drink more than a few of them. I think it was Rusty Featherstone who said it's like a little medieval. I think that's accurate. So yeah, I think that's it. That's gonna do it. I'm sure that there's some in here that aren't on here, like a Red Stripe or lots of stuff. So let me know what I missed or what you would change. But overall, I feel pretty good about this, I think. Peace.